Hello, everyone. We want to introduce first Santosh Kiro, who has joined with us. He is an Adivasi scholar and a researcher, author of many books and mostly tribal philosophy, one of the known books of him. So we will talk about different aspects of Adivasi politics in the recent times. So a very warm welcome, sir, to Outlook Live. And also, I welcome our editor, Chinke Sinha. Welcome, ma'am. So let's start this discussion with as we know that for the last few years we have seen in Adivasi politics in India one certain term, that is, since Sarna Dharma, the evocation of Sarna Dharma has become one of the major issues in Adivasi politics. So how do you think this Sarna Dharma's evocation has actually impacted, or whether it has impacted the elections this time? How do you read it?
All right. First of all, let me explain what is Sarna Dharma,
Hmm.
briefly.
Yeah.
Actually, Sarna is a geographical place wherein you have a lot of forest,
Hmm.
trees,
Hmm.
which we will designate as sacred place,
Hmm.
wherein no profane activities are allowed, and we worship that in
Hmm.
we worship the nature. Our
Hmm.
belief is that Sing Bonga, Sing means supreme, Bonga means
Yeah.
spirit. The
Hmm.
supreme spirit is not sun god anyway.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
scholars say that Sing Bonga is sun god. No,
Hmm.
Sing Bonga means supreme spirit, the creator of the universe, creator of human beings, creator of everything.
Hmm.
He comes down and dwells on the nature.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we worship him through nature. So
Hmm.
through nature worship, we worship Singmonga. It's like if the nature is not alive, then
Hmm.
our Singmonga is not alive.
Okay. Okay.
So we are talking about today of global warming.
Mm-hmm.
That global warming can be addressed through the kind of philosophy we live by. If the nature is not alive, then Singmonga, God, is not alive.
Hmm.
So that is how we call Sarna. So
Hmm.
basically, Sarna word, we also are asking this practice, nature worship,
Hmm.
to recognize and give us the separate identity, religious identity, as we Adivasis in India, being the
Hmm.
worshipper of nature. And philosophy, I just explained to you. What is the
Hmm. Hmm.
philosophy that, that explains our demand for this?
Hmm. Hmm.
So over the years, what has happened, that even when Manmohan Singh was the
Prime
prime
Minister.
minister, we had been demanding a separate identity, religious identity, as Sarna religion or nature worship or Adi Dharma. When
Hmm. Hmm.
Ramdayal Munda was there,
Hmm.
he met P. Chidambaram, then the Home Minister, and
Hmm.
I had drafted a letter explaining all the philosophical base of our religion, our religious practice.
Hmm. Hmm.
And some of our leaders, Adivasi leaders, went to meet Sonia Gandhi as well. They
Hmm.
promised, but nothing of it. Manmohan Singh had constituted a team
Hmm.
as the prime minister, and that team also went around India and wanted to find the basis of
Hmm.
Sarna religion. After that, what happened, I don't know. Nothing of it came. Now,
Okay.
when the BJP came to power under the leadership of Modi, uh, not much of action was really done, but then
Hmm.
there was a lot of politics in the name of Sarna religion.
Hmm.
What has
Hmm.
happened in this part and in other parts of the country, in particularly in Jharkhand, as well as in the northeast,
Hmm.
that the Adivasi community has been divided politically by politicians as Sarna, uh, Sarna people and the Christian people. So the
Hmm.
brothers are divided by politicians that, okay, Christian people, those who have converted, Adivasis who have converted to Christianity, are taking away the jobs, taking away the right to educate themselves in the schools, colleges, universities. So these two groups are at war. So that is how they wanted to divide and promote. And
Okay.
that to a great extent worked in Jharkhand. What happened? There was the RSS had one committee which constituted by the Adivasi people themselves. They call it Dharma Raksha Samiti. Okay. So that Dharma Raksha Samiti basically went around India, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, as well as Jharkhand, and uh, pressed for delimit, de, what they say. I'm not able to recall that word, but according descheduling, that Adivasis who have converted Christianity are no longer Adivasis, and you have to deschedule them. Now,
Yeah.
the argument that these people gave us this, that you have converted to Christianity and religion, so you are no longer an Adivasi. Now, an Adivasi is an ethnic issue. Okay, it has nothing to do with religion. A person is born ethnically as an Adivasi can change his religion, or he can stick to his traditional religion and continue to practice that. But even if he converts, then his Adivasiyat will continue to uh, remain. Just before the election in 2024, during the month of November 2023, here in Ranchi, they held Dharam Raksha Samiti held a huge rally and managed to divide the Adivasis into two. And it looked as if the Adivasis who follow traditional religion will 100% vote for the BJP. That's what the situation had come to be. Soon after that, what happened? The BJP got Hemant Soren arrested. Soon
Arrested.
after
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and after that, Adivasis held a rally against that rally of the RSS. And what happened? The RSS said that it is being sponsored by the church, it is being sponsored by the converted Christians, so others will not go. And mind you, I tell you, lakhs and lakhs people went there and said that all of us are Adivasis. You are not giving us our demand for the last so many years. Congress did not give, BJP also did not give, is not giving, but our demand is Sarna religion. We want a separate separate religious identity. So post that, this Hemant Soren got arrested, and that polarization evaporated.
Sir,
So
in
that
this,
did not,
Okay, I
and that
had
is
one.
true even.
yeah, you
Yes.
go on, ma'am. You go on. You go on, ma'am.
I had a question actually from you. This politics, for instance, the Adivasi rights and religion and identity question, for instance, it's been going on for a while. So, for example, when the RSS says that the indigenous people of India, basically the are Hindus, like the first people, and then they open the door for this Ghar Wapsi situation and all of that. How do you look at that in terms of this politics? And the other thing is, how do you then talk about? I just wanted to also ask about these two terminologies. You know, there's three actually: the tribal, then you have the Vanvasi and the Adivasi. Now, Rahul Gandhi has, in fact, addressed this, I think, last year. Then
This
the
year only. Yeah. Even this year he said this. Yeah.
there also, and I think last year also he talked about this thing when we were looking at that issue of Sarna. So I just wanted to talk, you to talk about this question and why people in India, I mean, a lot of people don't know that there is a separate religion. You know, a lot of people think Adivasis are Hindus, for instance. So what is the larger
All right.
politics behind this?
Let me begin answering your first question. Adivasis are not Hindus. The Hinduism basically rests on two things. Okay, first is Varna system, and we are tribes. We are a casteless society. We don't believe in Varna system. We don't have it. It's an alien system. Second thing, Hinduism, the pillar of Hinduism is karma and rebirth. All this karma, rebirth, and varna, these three things are interrelated. We do not believe in rebirth. Ours is only one rebirth. Sorry, ours is only one birth, and after that we continue to live in our own houses, own as ancestors, ancestral spirits, and these two pillars of Hinduism are not corresponding or not similar or away, let us say, from Adivasi belief system. And there are so many other things. We don't have the temple system. Our Singbonga would be there in the whole of the nature, and we will continue to respect Singbonga, worship him through nature. We will not destroy. Whereas other cultures, including the Western philosophical tradition, will think of itself that human beings or man is superior to nature, and man has been destined to be the master of this creation. We don't have any such things. So there are so many things that establish us as a separate religious identity, separate religious tradition. It is because of politics that we have been continuously denied and that separate religious identity, and it is because of politics that we there are organizations, parties who want us to be counted as Hindus. Okay. What was your second
The
question?
second question was this whole terminology thing, the tribal, the Adivasi, Vanvasi, and this whole thing of who is the first inhabitant of India. For instance, like they say the Hindu, that's what the RSS believes. I just wanted to talk about that because this Jal Jangal Jameen is that, the indigenous people, first people, and they have the right of the land. Now, how does that politics, how does that develop? And how has it this whole thing of terminology, when let's say when you say Vanvasi, what does it mean? When you say Adivasi, what does it mean? And then the political connotations of those terms in the larger political situation. And what is there to be gained out of this, this whole terminology business and the first citizen of India, the first people of India?
Yes. I think the word Adivasi has been very elaborately discussed in the Constituent Assembly by Marangomke Japal Singh. And the Adivasis like to be called as Adivasis, but see, the debate that took place between Japal Singh and Dr. Ambedkar wanted to call them scheduled tribe because Adivasi is, he said, a vague what he said, and everyone is claiming to be Adivasi. But if you see that Munda word is pre-Vedic, Munda civilization is pre-Vedic. So there are let us say scholars who would establish Austroasiatic community as the original settler of India. Now, who has come when? All of us must have migrated from other places, Africa being the original land of origin of human beings. Now, who came when? I don't. I'm not going into that.
We have perhaps lost connection to Dr. Kiro.
Yeah, but Abhik, you visited the areas where you have covered a lot of this tribal politics and their demand. So if you can just recap as to what you found, that would be great.
Yeah, we have already got back him. So in between, we were just, as he was saying that Adivasi and Vanvasi, because it's RSS and BJP, they consider that they are forest dwellers. They don't give them the space of indigenous community. Adi, this word refers to indigenous, that they are the oldest community. So that is the reason we have got Cairo, Dr. Cairo. So Dr. Cairo, we lost connection actually. Please continue, sir.
Yeah. Then the word uh, then the word scheduled tribe, as it has already been explained why this word by Dr. Ambedkar himself. But tribe is a very, very kind of fishy word that has no permanent category like the other category. So then there is another word that is Banbasi. I think that is not accepted by the Adivasi, not accepted by. But there are efforts by organizations to call the Adivasis as Banvasis. That is obvious why they want to be called. Ban ही नहीं रहेगा when the forest evaporates, I mean forest thins and disappears, then where does that Banvasi go? He ceases to exist. So that should you take away his land because he's no longer there. So that's it. I don't know. They have to explain why they want to. Because Banvasi is, see, we not only live in the forest, we live in the forest, we live in the plains, we live everywhere.
So in this context, I will just put another question, Dr. Cairo, that BJP, while as you were saying that in the last few months, we have seen that there is a consolidation of Adivasi votes in favor of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, in favor of India bloc alliances. But as we have seen in the last few years, that most of the Adivasi reserved seats have gone to made Jharkhand, made Chhattisgarh, made Madhya Pradesh. It has gone to BJP. Why do you think, while Adivasis are thinking of Sarna as a different religion, while they're not accepting the term Vanvasi, what the way BJP wants them to term, even after that, they are supporting BJP? What is the politics here playing? We just want to understand that. If you can enlighten us.
Well, in the last few decades, to say, or Congress has not been working, okay, in the grassroots.
Okay.
First. Second, BJP has gone into grassroots, its RSS workers have gone into the grassroots, and they are interacting with the Adivasis every day, literally. And then the next point is BJP has been promising continuously that we will give you separate identity. While they do not want to give a separate identity and would like to call Banvasi in place of Adivasis, but they have been promising. And fourth point, I would say that they have been pitching the traditional followers of nature worship against the converted Adivasis and trying to show that only we can save you. If you go to other political parties, they cannot save your interest. These are the factors that had I have to say that had managed to keep Adivasis in the BJP fold. But if I tell you what happened in Manipur, what's happening in Gujarat as well, the bills there, okay, bills in Jharkhand, like they have got little international exposure here. That in terms of language, things like that, because here the Adivasis speak English and all that, which is of course maybe the case, but not too much as it is here in Jharkhand. So there is a disenchantment all across.
Okay.
On the BJP. I'll give you the example of the place where I am sitting here. It is Bundu, Tamad, Khuti, Torpa. Let us say the whole of Khuti constituency. This is the Munda area. Actually, Munda, Ho, Santhal, Kharia, and then Uraos. Okay. So these are the major tribes. This Khuti Lok Sabha constituency is entirely Munda.
Yeah.
So there was a geographical area where huge number of people was RSS follower. So now they have left RSS and they have affiliated themselves with India Alliance, to be particular with Congress. Why? Because they say that BJP in the last 40 years, in the last 35 years that uh, the leader represented us, our education percentage of literacy, percentage of education has gone down. Our livelihood have disappeared. People have to, youths have got bikes and they are going around all the time everywhere, not working in the land. The affiliation of land, the affiliation of the Mundas with their land, the close affinity has disappeared. Now they do not feel so much with their land. So land has become a sellable property. Now industrialization can come and it can kind of promise good jobs and take away, which could not have been decade or 2 decades behind, because there was a very close affinity between emotional relationship between the Adivasi, the Mundas and the land. All this has happened. And then another thing they said is that it never asked us what kind of development works the government should do for us. It never asks us. It will construct only roads and erect mobile towers. And our children will have mobile phones and they will get spoiled. Whereas we would like two things only. One is playground so that our children can play. Second thing is water for our agriculture. Third thing, we don't need free food, we can earn it. But everyone is out there to give free food. So that is why they said no more. So there is a realignment. Okay, that may be the case with Chhattisgarh as well. And that I think
So
with
is it
also.
like, so you are
Yes,
saying it
please.
will this consciousness, this emotional relation with land of Adivasis that is actually working in Jharkhand this time, it will certainly spread or have some impact in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh as well. That you are saying, if I have got you correctly.
Well, this people leaders who are pressing for Sarna religion are all interconnected. Idea that gets generated here is sure to go to places. So that will go
Cairo,
sooner or
I
later.
had one question, about this consolidation of, like, let's say, tribal identity and political groups, activists, civil society. So, for instance, Jharkhand obviously took the lead in Sarna, and this all started with, this the moment we came to know the people who were here was when the sedition cases were actually taken away by the Hemant Soren government. In the sense when the Patalgari movement, which kind of where you are actually now, this inscribing the rights and the things on the stone, and there were these sedition cases, and that's what he like took away when he formed the government. Now there's a lot of stuff that has gone on in Jharkhand, and there's the Sarna code that he passed, which is still pending at the center, and all of those things that have happened. Um, we have been watching Jharkhand closely, and we took out this issue also, Jal Jangal Jameen, and then we also looked at tribal identity and culture, which we thought as the media outlet we should be focusing on, because a lot of people don't know. But then the tribal communities are there in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, South, everywhere else. And what about consolidation? So, for example, in Jharkhand, if you have the Sarna religion, what about the indigenous religion in those places, for instance? And why there is no mobilization in terms of a political outfit, let's say, or maybe like a civil society that can fight across? So, what is stopping, and then how can that be done? And is it being done right now?
Well, the consolidation that you are talking about, I understand in two ways, 2 points. Let us say it could be, first is political consolidation. Second one is consolidation as far as our demand for Sarna religion or nature worship religion is concerned. As far as political consolidation is concerned, the Adivasis in India are spread all across, some there, some here, some in this part. So political consolidation can happen only in some geographical locations. countrywide, it is not possible. They have tried, I mean, to kind of bring the tribal people under one banner. Bharatiya Tribal Party was there. It tried from Chotu
Right.
Bhai Basava, Mahesh
Mhm.
Basava, but then that did not work here in Jharkhand also. But uh, at the core level, that we all are Adivasis, we have our political rights. That was advocated by Japal Singh, and Japal Singh has not yet been recognized as the leader and given due respect. That is there. Okay, in that way, there is at another level there is a political consolidation, but maybe what you are talking about is electoral political consolidation. That may not be there,
And
but
also
political
that civil society, for instance, to kind of, band together, because we hardly hear much. Right now we have certain people like, like let's say a writer called Jacinta Karketa, so she has been writing a bit about it, but we hardly, and there is a media issue as well, because media doesn't get to cover or doesn't cover it. So how do you seek to address those things? Because people don't even know about Sarna religion in that sense. I mean, uh,
no, if the people do not know, then it could be their problem, not the people not the problem of the Adivasis. Why I say so? It may be pick and choose thing. They don't want to know, but we have been talking about ourselves continuously at every fora. Uh, so in that way, I must have spent no less than 25 years in this public life of being a journalist, writing, academic, and things like that. And I see that our people have been talking at different fora. Adivasiyat, identity, our rights, things like that. Another thing I see that is that the mainstream media doesn't care about. When I started writing Adivasi
That's the point.
issues
Yeah.
in 2002, na, as a journalist with Hindustan Times, people thought that, well, Adivasis don't read English.
yeah.
And if you're writing about Adivasi issues in some elite English newspapers, you will be going to read. Now, every other big thinker, every other big journalist is talking about Adivasi issues, but global warming or Adivasi philosophy can address it. All the big thinkers, politicians, and leaders are talking about it now.
So there is a deliberate silencing of Adivasi issues, if we correctly have got it, that across the mainstream media, there is a deliberate silencing. And definitely Outlook has, for the last few years, Outlook has come up with continuously 3 Adivasi issues. So we have been trying to understand and take it to our audience. So another thing that, yeah.
Let me add it. Adivasi issues are not for the Adivasis alone, I tell you.
Exactly.
Preserving nature is not for us only. Okay.
Yes,
Giving us
absolutely.
identity to worship the nature is not for us only. It has a big message for the world community to uh, to receive. So if you recognize us, if you allow us to live, you will live. That is it. If you don't
Exactly.
allow us to live, I tell you, you are, I mean, the mainstream society, the corporates are manufacturing air conditioners. Why do you need to plant trees? You are already manufacturing air conditioners. Better do that and leave the plantation of trees to the Adivasis, because it is uncivilized, it is backward. And producing or manufacturing air conditioner is forward. It is something educating. So better do that. Don't plant trees, for God's sake. I
Yeah.
want to tell that to the corporate. You manufacture air conditioner and live there. That's it. So what do? You die. You don't allow me to live, you die. That's it. That is what we have been talking about. But I don't.
And
Yes,
Thanks.
another
Avik.
one little thing I had, which I asked earlier also about this Ghar Wapasi scheme, So, for example, when you say that the Hindu is the original inhabitant of India, then you open the doors for people to return to the fold of Hinduism, saying that, okay, they went here or there or whatever. Now, how do you look at this, firstly, Ghar Wapasi and the conversions that have happened vis-a-vis the tribal communities across India? Like there are Christian conversions, all kinds of conversions are happening, So, and obviously the Ghar Wapsi, which takes them back into the fold of Hinduism. How do you look at that in terms, politically also and culturally? Because culture is a big part of
Yeah,
politics. Yeah.
Garbhapasi for the last 20 years, I did not see that. I think 15 years, I would say it 15 years. Prior to that, there was some talk here and there that took place. It wasn't a mass movement. Okay. Because we are in our own house. Where do we go back? We are in our own house. As far as those who have converted to Christianity, they would come back, is concerned, I would say that their religion may be Christianity, but all their practices, their worldview, their marriage practices, their rights, passage of rights, everything is Adivasi. Uh, I'll put it like this. Like Christian, there is a word Christian, okay, and Sarna. Actually, there are many Christians today, Christians, let us say, who don't go to the church every day, who go once in a while. So, and they follow all the rights of their Adivasis. So they have already Ghar Wapasi. So Shuru se hi tha. So such kind of Christians, I'm not using the word Christian, such kind of Christians are being called Kirtan today here in Jharkhand. Okay. So that is the new word that has come up. So Ghar Wapasi thing is not going to work even uh, for RSF for Christianity. Adivasis will continue to be Adivasi. That's it. Whether he becomes a Christian, whether he becomes a Hindu, but he will, at the core of the heart, continue to be an Adivasi. That is because now, in recent years, most Adivasis, including the youth, have read, they have learned about Jaipal Singh, and he said that I'm proud to be an Jangli, I am proud to be an Adivasi. Okay, so they are proud. The Adivasis are proud to live in the jungle. They are proud of their Adivasi origin today because it has a lot to teach others. Unfortunately, schools and colleges, institutions don't care to learn about the Adivasis and educate others about Adivasiyan. So that is their problem, not ours. Yes.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Cairo. So we will just conclude here our discussions. Thanks for such wonderful inputs at a time when the temperature of Delhi is touching almost 50 degree. The Adivasiyat that you have just referred to perhaps is the only way we need to look forward. Thank you, Chinky ma'am, for joining us. And thanks, Dr. Cairo, again for your.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Cairo. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, how do you?